Ash and Pikachu were at their house in Palatown. Halloween was in a day from now, and he was excited. He, along with Pikachu, were going trick-or-treating with their friends, Brock, May, Max, Dawn, Misty, and Serena, all over the universe, using the transport machine watch that Ash had gotten it from the Time Space Voyager when he, along with Drew Pickles and his family, were in the Pokemon universe. While Ash and his friends liked Space Voyager and his friends around, they were excited for Halloween. "This is going to be a good, fun night, Pikachu. Free candy, and you know we can't resist to that," Ash said, as Pikachu nodded. "Pikachu!" Pikachu chirped as Ash fished out his costume from the closet. "This year, I'm going to dress up as Prince Charming this year, and for your costume, Pikachu, you're going to dress up as a dinosaur." Ash pulled out Pikachu's costume from the closet as well. "Pika-pee!" Pikachu said excitedly. "Brock is dressing up along with our other friends. I can't wait to see their costumes," Ash stated as he placed his costume along with Pikachu's costume on his computer chair. "I wonder what Dawn, Misty, and May will be dressing up as. I know Serena is going to be Cinderella, but we'll have to wait and see until then," Ash said as he then began to get ready for bed. Pikachu was all ready for bed too, so he was all ready for Halloween the next night. He had been trick-or-treating with Ash since he got his first Pokemon, so Pikachu and Ash always did things together wherever they went. Once Ash was ready for bed, he and Pikachu headed for bed, excited about the next day. The next day was Halloween, and Ash had carved his pumpkin along with Pikachu. They were waiting for their friends to arrive. Ash's mom had been planning to bring KFC home as an early dinner, just before the kids headed out for trick-or-treating. Ash had carved his pumpkin out in a scary face, while Pikachu's pumpkin had his face on it. "Nice jack-o'-lantern, Pikachu. It looks just like you," Ash commented as he took his pumpkin outside, as Pikachu did the same, both of their pumpkins resting near the front door of his house. His mom had planned to hand out candy while Ash and his friends went out for the night. They had planned to go out early to get the most candy as possible, since they had been planning this all year long. "I'm going to get the most candy this year," Ash stated, only for Pikachu to tap on his shoulder, reminding him that Pikachu was with him on this as well. "Right, you as well, Pikachu." "Pika-pee!" Pikachu cheered. A couple of hours had passed and it was around 2:30 p.m. Ash along with Pikachu were getting the plates set up and he was waiting for his friends to arrive. His mom had left to get some groceries but also to pick up some KFC on the way home. Ash had just finished setting up the table when the doorbell rang. "That sounds like they're here," Ash said as he headed for the front door to answer. As he answered the door, all of his friends were there. "Happy Halloween, Ash. I hope we are on time," Max said. "Of course you all are. You could come on in. My mom will be here with KFC soon," Ash replied, letting his friends in. "We have brought our costumes, but we thought we'd wear them after dinner, just so they don't get any food stains or messy," Missy said. "That's a great idea. I haven't had my costume on yet, and neither has Pikachu. And besides, KFC can be very messy and greasy," Ash replied. "You said it. I can't wait to see what your costumes are," Brock said. "You'll find out sometime around the time when I try mine on," Serena said. "Like the decorations, Ash," May commented as she and her friends looked at the Halloween decorations that Ash did. "Glad you like them. Pikachu helped me," Ash replied. "Pikachu!" Pikachu chirped as soon as the doorbell rang a minute later. Ash's mom had came home with KFC. Everyone wanted to eat KFC as soon as they saw the sight of the food. But just as they were about to dig into the KFC food, Ash's mom stopped them. "Not so fast, you guys. You can help me by bringing the other groceries in first," Ash's mom said. "Aw, come on," Max pouted. "I want KFC." "Now, Max, come on. Don't make a scene like this on Halloween," May scolded. "She's right, Max. If we help my mom with the groceries, we'll get KFC sooner," Ash said as he and his friends brought in the groceries for his mom. As soon as the groceries were carried onto this house, everyone all sat down at the dining room table for dinner. KFC! 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 Max was cheering as he really liked KFC a lot. Okay, settle down, Max, it's coming, Ash said to calm Max down, as he was a little too excited over KFC. Who's gonna have the best costume? Dawn questioned. Wait till you see my costume, Brock answered. And mine, Misty added. Me too, May added. Me free, Max added. Well, whatever they are, we'll love each other's costumes, Ash said, as his mom got out the KFC food on their plates. Each of them got 2 pieces of chicken, a scoop of mashed potatoes with gravy, some fries, popcorn chicken, and even drinks to go with their dinner. I can't wait to wear it after dinner, May commented, digging into her chicken. I got a great idea. Can we trick Bill Jensen at his house? Dawn asked. Dawn, why would we do that? Last time we egged his house, he called us sinners and threatened to get the cops on us last year, Brock replied. True, but we still got away scot-free, Serena said. I got a better idea. Let's go on his Discord voice channel and we can play ear rap, Ash stated. I will sure make him mad. Not only that, we're at his house doing this. We should probably do that, Ash. That was a smart idea, Misty said, liking his idea. Wouldn't that make him angry? Max questioned. That's the whole point of it. It's trolling with him to be silly, May replied while chuckling. When we finish our dinner, we can put our costumes on, Ash says, as everyone continues to eat their KFC. Once everyone finished their KFC dinner, Ash got his Prince Charming costume on, and then he and Pikachu got his dinosaur costume on as well. He and Pikachu got to see what their friends were dressing up as. Serena was dressed up as Cinderella, Brock was dressed up as Woody from Toy Story, Misty was dressed up as Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Dawn was dressed up as a fairy, May was dressed up as Jessie from Toy Story, and Max was also dressed up as Buzz Lightyear. I like your costumes, they're awesome, Ash commented as he saw his friends dressed in costumes. Pika-pee! Pikachu cheered, liking the costumes as well. I like that you're Prince Charming, Ash, while I'm dressed as Cinderella, Serena said as she hugged him. I wanted to go as a fairy because I was a princess last year, Dawn commented. I was going to dress up as a werewolf, but I found this Woody costume from Toy Story, so I decided to go as something nice, Brock added. Max wanted to go as Buzz Lightyear, so I'm going as Jessie the cowgirl from Toy Story to match with him, May said. The Ariel costume suits you, Misty, Max commented on Misty's costume. Thanks, Max. It's a great costume. It suits me since I'm a water gym leader, Misty replied. Now that we're all dressed for Halloween, let's go get our bags or pillowcases and we'll go trick-or-treating, Brock stated. We will go to different universes to trick-or-treat at different houses, Ash suggested. But we gotta do Bill Jensen's house first. Let's do that, then we can continue to our trick-or-treat, Serena replied, as everyone grabbed their bags and headed out the door when it was a little bit light out, although the sun was going down. Once Ash and his friends got to Bill Jensen's house, they saw that the lights were out, meaning that no one was handing out candy. That was when Ash got his phone out and went to the voice channel of Bill's Discord server. Then the gang all kept quiet as he pulled the trick off. Since Bill Jensen was doing a live stream, he called Ash to the hotline call and they were going to do the conversion. But it was part of their prank. I am now a fellow Chris Griffin, Ash said while he started to laugh. And of course it was ear rap. This pissed Bill off. I am not Chris Griffin, Ash Ketchum. I never said that. Bill raged over the voice channel while he banged at the table in anger. Because you are Chris Griffin, you ass hurt? Ash asked as he was laughing, along with his friends in the background. However, what Bill Jensen did not know was that Ash and his friends were at his house, so he thought they were at a house or somewhere. And that was when everyone was telling Bill Jensen that he is the biggest boy. Get out, Bill Jensen sighed as Ash exited out of the voice channel and closed off Discord app on his phone. That was the best trick! Max chuckled. You roasted him good, Ash, May laughed as she nearly cried. Why not do the Fug Shaker now? Max questioned, only for Misty, Dawn, and Brock to advert their friends away from Bill Jensen's house. Come on, you guys. I think we've pissed off Bill Jensen long enough, Misty added. And besides, we could troll him any day. But you want to get a lot of candy, don't you? Dawn asked Max. Okay, well, we could troll Bill Jensen some other time, Max replied. Hey guys, there's some houses down the street and the lights are on, Ash called out to his friends. Let's go get some candy, Misty cheered, as she and the rest of her friends followed Ash down the street to trick-or-treat. After about an hour of trick-or-treating at different houses and at different universes, it was around 9:15 p.m. Ash and his friends had their pillowcases filled up to the halfway mark of their pillowcases and trick-or-treat bags. We're getting a ton of candy, right, Serena? Ash asked her. I know, Ash. This is probably the most candy we got this year, Serena replied. My candy bag is getting heavy, Dawn commented. Same with me, Misty added. Mine too, Brock also added. This Halloween so far is the best one ever, May said, as she, along with her friends, walked down the street. As soon as they came to a really well-decorated house, they saw that a lot of teenagers were trick-or-treating at that house. Whose house does that belong to? It's very well decorated, Max said, as Pikachu then showed a confused look to his trainer. I don't know. Whoever decorated this house sure did a great job at decorating it, Ash then answered Max's question. This must be the most decorated than the other houses we got candy from, Dawn said. I think I see who's handing out candy. Take a look, Misty pointed out. At the front of the doorstep they were looking at, it happened to be Esmeralda, and she was dressed up as Morticia Addams from the Addams Family, and Phoebus was dressed up as Gomez Addams. That's Esmeralda and Phoebus. They must have outdid themselves decorating this house this year, May said. We should get candy from them. I remember they helped us stop Team Rocket from leaking NSFW photos of Esmeralda online 2 months ago, Ash replied. Oh God, they really made her mad with those photos they wanted to leak on the internet. But thankfully that didn't happen, as Phoebus stopped them. Not only that, but those NSFW photos were really embarrassing to post online, Serena stated. No kidding, and Esmeralda sure gave them shit for trying to prank her. So I'm sure they'll back off from them for a long time, Dawn said. As Ash and his friends headed up towards Esmeralda and Phoebus' house, they spotted none other than Beavis and Butthead. Do you have candy? Butthead asked. Yeah, but they belong to us, so don't even try asking us for it, Misty stated firmly. And besides, aren't you too old for trick-or-treating? Ash questioned. No, Butthead answered. We wanted candy, but no one will give us any, Beavis added. Just how are you gonna do that? Dawn asked. And you don't have your costumes, so whatever you're doing may not be the best idea, May added. We're gonna prank Esmeralda and Phoebus' house with some tricks for Halloween, Beavis said. Before you piss them off, can we get our candy first? Ash questioned. Pikachu, Pikachu added, agreeing with what Ash was saying. Okay, Butthead said, as he and Beavis moved to the side, as Ash and his friends headed up towards the front of the house with all candy bags ready. As Ash rang the doorbell, Beavis and Butthead hid behind the bushes, ready to TP Esmeralda and Phoebus' front porch. As Ash and his friends gathered around the door, they waited as the door opened. It was Esmeralda and Phoebus, both dressed in their Halloween costumes. Trick or treat! Ash and his friends all shouted with excitement. Pika-pee! Pikachu joined in. It's Ash Ketchum and his friends. Hope you all have a great Halloween so far, Phoebus said. We sure are, Phoebus. Love your costume. Same with yours, Esmeralda, Ash commented. Thanks, Ash. Phoebus and I decided to go out as a couple from the Addams Family. Pretty neat, Esmeralda said. What is with the toilet paper on the porch? Phoebus questioned, seeing the toilet paper roll on the front of the porch. Oh, that? It's from those two troublemakers named Beavis and Butthead, Max explained. They wanted to trick you guys into pulling pranks. Those two are nothing but trouble, Misty added. Typical Beavis and Butthead. Since they want to prank us, well, we've got pranks that are even better than theirs. You guys can watch this. Esmeralda replied as she smirks evilly at Phoebus as the two started to pull pranks on Beavis and Butthead. When Beavis and Butthead both popped their heads from the bushes, a bunch of fake bats swarmed around the two, causing the two of them to freak out over the fake bats. Phoebus and Esmeralda started to laugh. Ash and his friends joined in on laughing at Beavis and Butthead getting pranked by Esmeralda and Phoebus. That was a good one, Serena laughed as she nearly cried. But they're still not giving up easily, Dawn stated. Maybe they want another prank, Phoebus said, smirking as he was about to unleash his next prank. Beavis and Butthead were both heading to the front porch, where an animatronic clown started laughing loudly, making the two of them jump and scream at the clown as the laugh of the clown was loud. Ash and his friends began to laugh again. It was just amusing and funny to watch Beavis and Butthead getting scared by Esmeralda and Phoebus's pranks. Esmeralda then went inside the house to grab 2 candy apples, but they were covered in wasabi hot sauce. This was the ultimate prank she and Phoebus were going to pull. Can we get candy? Butthead asked as he and Beavis climbed down on the porch from the side. Isn't this odd that they want candy? But they're not wearing any costumes, May said to Phoebus. I figured so, Phoebus replied. Plus, they look too old for trick-or-treating, Ash said. Pikachu, Pikachu added, not impressed with Beavis and Butthead's attempts to prank his friends. Yeah, we want candy that you're handing out, Beavis said. Should we give him candy? Brock questioned, unsure if it was a good idea or not. Esmeralda soon came out with 2 candy apples covered in wasabi hot sauce. She had the best prank for the 2 troublemakers. Ash and his friends were confused, but eventually they came to the conclusion that this was a prank from Esmeralda and Phoebus. If you two really want candy badly, maybe these candy apples may change your mind, Esmeralda said, as Beavis and Butthead both snatched the candy apples, unaware that the candy apples were covered in wasabi hot sauce. Once Beavis and Butthead both took a couple bites into the candy apples, Ash and his friends stared at the two of them, unsure of what was bound to happen next. What's gonna happen? Dawn asked. What is it on the candy apples? May asked as well. You'll soon see, Esmeralda replied, smirking as she and Phoebus's plan was about to unfold. What's the catch with these apples? Butthead asked. They have green stuff on them, Beavis added. Not really much, but it's one of our ultimate pranks to you guys for trying to trick us, Esmeralda replied, smirking at this, as Beavis and Butthead then felt their mouths beginning to burn. They had failed to realize that Esmeralda had candy apples in wasabi hot sauce. This was when they were panting like crazy. Both Beavis and Butthead screamed as they felt the pain of the hot sauce in their mouths, so they ran off the porch and headed down the street. They were screaming until they were out of sight. This made Ash and his friends laugh at the fact that Beavis and Butthead got their karma for trying to prank the wrong people. They shouldn't have pranked us. I hope that'd be their lesson for tonight, Phoebus said. They shouldn't mess with us. However, I am glad I picked up wasabi hot sauce. I was going to prank Frollo with it, but this was the best test to see how well it works. And sure, it did on Beavis and Butthead, Esmeralda chuckled. Hope they don't do any more pranks on anyone this Halloween, Misty said. I'm sure they'll be home to cool their mouths off, Brock answered for Misty. And next year, I think they better off not trick-or-treating, Serena said. Yeah, they look too old for trick-or-treating, Max said. You said it, Max, May replied, ruffling her brother's costume. We do have some leftover candy apples, but they do not have hot sauce in them, just caramel, and the ones with hot sauce we gave were for Beavis and Butthead. Had a feeling that they'd show up, Esmeralda said, as she handed Ash and his friends the rest of the leftover candy apples she had. We were going to eat them ourselves, but once we saw you guys, we decided to give them to you, Phoebus said, as Ash and his friends each took a candy apple from Esmeralda. "Thanks for the candy apples. They sure look good," Ash said. "You're welcome, Ash. Pikachu had a mini one for him," Esmeralda replied. "Are they safe?" May asked. "I hope they have no razors or needles," Misty said. "Or poisoned," Dawn added. "They don't have any razors, needles, or poison, just so you all know," Esmeralda replied. "Good to know. Thank you for the candy apples," Brock said. "Say, let's hit a few more houses before we head home, Ash. There's some houses with some candy left, so we better grab some more before they're gone," Serena said to Ash. "Sounds good, Serena. Have a happy Halloween, you two," Ash said to Esmeralda and Phoebus, and his friends thanked them for the candy apples and wished them happy Halloween. "You too, Ash. Stay safe out there," Phoebus replied. "And happy Halloween to you all. Hope we meet again sometime soon," Esmeralda added, as Ash picked Pikachu up as they both left the front porch and headed down the street with their friends. Ash and his friends arrived back in Pallet Town, and they got back to Ash's house around 10:15 p.m. They were tired from all the walking, but the candy they wanted was worth it. The first thing they did was they dumped all of their pillowcases and went through their candy when they got a lot of candy. "We did great tonight," Serena said, looking at her candy. "We got tons more candy than last year," Max added. "We sure did great on Halloween getting candy, but at least Beavis and Butthead got pranked by Phoebus and Esmeralda," May said while giggling. "They will leave us alone after the candy apples with wasabi sauce they had," Misty replied. "We have to check every piece of candy before we eat it, so that way we know if it's been tampered with or not," Brock advised. "Brock is right. People so either they put sharp things or poison them. Anything has a tear in the wrapper means it's been tampered with and it should be thrown out," Dawn said. "This piece of chocolate feels fine. It hasn't been tampered or opened," Ash said, opening the wrapper and eating the piece of chocolate. "Pikachu!" Pikachu chirped as he munched on his candy apple. Sure is the best Halloween ever," Serena said as she hugged Ash. "We should do this again next year," Max exclaimed. "Are you sure about that? What if we want to do something different next year? May questions her brother while ruffling his hair. "Whatever we do next year for Halloween, we will make it a fun one," Ash stated happily. Then he and his friends decided to eat some of the Halloween candy before turning in for the night. They had to admit that this Halloween trick-or-treat was the best one that Ash and his friends ever had this year. Even though Beavis and Butthead did try to pull pranks on them, after what Esmeralda and Phoebus did, they won't be pranking anyone for a long time after that incident.